Hello and welcome to All About Football Predictions. Today we'll be talking about Championship. So here's AFC Bournemouth. I predict Bournemouth will finish 5th this season because they have a pretty good side. And yeah, next is Barnsley, and I predict that Barnsley will finish in 15th place this season because we have a lot of good teams in the Championships. Next, we have Birmingham City. I predict that Birmingham City will not have a very good season and just end up in 21st place. Next is Blackburn Rovers. I predict Blackburn will go downhill a little bit because of the pressure and go to 18th place. Next, we have Brentford Football Club. I predict that Brentford will, 23rd, I'd say, for Brentford, because, I just predict they will have a very good season. Next, we have Bristol City. Bristol, I predict, will finish in 13th place this season. Next up, we have Coventry. Coventry, well, you might say, they're not very good. They'll get relegated, but to be honest, they got a good enough side to go up, so I think they go 17th. Next, of course, we have Cardiff City, and I predict Cardiff City will finish 1st. They've had a very good run so far, with Neil Harris, the new manager. Next, we have Derby County. I predict Derby will finish 9th, with having Wayne Rooney as their manager. Well, I quite like Wayne Rooney. I think he'd be a good manager. Next, we have Huddersfield Town. I predict Huddersfield will be one below Birmingham in 22nd place. Yeah. Next up, we have Luton Town. I predict Luton will actually have a good season. Not as good as last season, but they just be ahead of the relegation zone in 20th. Next, we have Middlesbrough. I predict Middlesbrough will have a good season under Neil Warnock at 7th. Next, we have Millwall. I predict that Millwall will have a pretty good season too and end up in 14th place. Next up, we have Norwich. I predict Norwich will finish one less than Cardiff City in 2nd place. Because, they have a very good side. Anyway, next is Nottingham Forest. I predict Nottingham Forest will finish in 8th place because I've had a look at their team on FIFA 21. They have a pretty good team. Next, we have Preston North End. I predict they'll finish 10th because they have a pretty good side too, but not enough to go up to the Premier League. Next is QPR. I predict QPR will finish 6th, which is in, you can call it the knockout stages if you like, but, Next we have Rotherham, and I think Rotherham will finish 24th, which is last this season, because we have some pretty good teams. Rotherham is one of them, but I think they will end up going down. Next up is Reading. Reading, 4th. I predict Reading will finish 4th because, they have a pretty good team. Next, we have Sheffield Wednesday. I predict Sheffield Wednesday will finish 16th because they have a good side, but they'll end up down a little bit. Next up, we have Stoke City. I predict Stoke will finish in 3rd place because they have a good team, but just below the promotion line. But they have the chance. Next up is Swansea City. I predict Swansea will finish 12th this season, which is not very good for them. But there we go. Stuff happens. Next we have Watford. Now Watford, relegated from the Premier League last season. I predict they'll finish 19th. I think it would be a Sunderland over again. Next up is Wickham. Actually, you could say Portsmouth instead of Sunderland. But anyway, Wickham, I predict, will finish in 11th place because they have a good side. Here's the credits from where I got all the team logos from. hope you enjoyed today's video. Bye.